Yes, yes, yes. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. We are back with the Abe Alley podcast. Thank you so much for coming on to the live stream right here on YouTube and Twitch, streaming live all over the world where everybody can see my beautiful face. And I'm glad you guys are here with me. So, welcome again. This is the Abe Alley podcast. And tonight, guys, it is June 4th, 2019. And I've got a great show for you guys this evening. First of all, I'd like to invite everybody to my social media social media platforms. YouTube. Go on there, look up Abe's Corner. Please subscribe to the channel. I'd be very much appreciated if you do that. Also, Instagram at Abram Alley, Twitch at Abe Alley 82, and Facebook at Alley Abe. I'd love to have you guys on board with being with me on social media, and we can talk about whatever we want to. And you guys can get live notifications when I go live, just like I am right now. And if you want to message me, ask me any questions you feel like, please do so. I'd like to invite you. So please join me on Facebook, Twitch, YouTube, and Instagram. So if you're new to the live stream, this is the Abe Alley podcast. This is my 5th live stream that I've done in less than a month. I'm right here in my beautiful basement trying to entertain all of you out there in the world. And like I said before, thank you so much for coming in. It means a great deal to me. So, tonight's podcast is going to be my experience with a UFO. And I'm going to lay the groundwork for you all. I have pictures from my experience that will give you an idea of what I saw, when I saw it, and how I saw it. And in just a few moments, I'm going to get into the details onto what led up to this event. And I hope you guys are going to be intrigued with what I'm going to say. Now, I want to say before I get going, everything that I'm telling you on this podcast, on this live stream, right here, right now, June 4th, 2019, this story that I'm going to tell you is absolutely 100% true. I was a young boy when this happened. I was 9 years old, to the best of my recollection. I may have been 10, but I do believe I was 9. I was going to be 10 in a few months after this incident happened. So I've got a great podcast for you guys tonight. I've got a great story for you guys to hear. And I hope you guys sit back, relax, and listen to what I have to say about my experience. I got myself a nice big glass of water because I'm going to be doing a lot of talking tonight. So I hope I don't go dry. I got to stay lubed up for you guys. Before I get into the story, I'd like to invite you to the chat right on YouTube and on Twitch. Please go to the chat. You can ask me anything you would like. There is a delay in the stream, so once you write the chat, I won't get it until about 2 minutes later. So please be patient. Like I said, ask me anything you would like. If it's off the topic of what I'm talking about, please give me a few moments to get through what I'm talking about, and then I'll get back to your question. Also, please watch your language on the chat. I have a chat bot that watches my texts that come in. So if you swear or put any bad language on there, it holds that sentence or question. So I won't see it until after I get done. So watch your language, please. This is a rated R show. The Abe Alley podcast is a rated R show. But my chat bot is very strict. So, like I said, if you swear or say any bad words, he's going to hold your text and I won't get to see it. So keep that in mind. Okay, if you guys are ready, I'd like to start. Excuse me. Okay, so summer or fall 1992. I was 9 years old. And my father, my brother, and I took a ride one evening down to Cape Split. Now, I grew up in the state of Maine. I still live in the state of Maine. But I grew up on the coast in a little town called Addison, Maine. If you guys go to Google Maps, you can look at it. You can see where I'm talking about, and it was Cape Split, right on the Atlantic Ocean. My friend Scott tells me that he was with us that night. I do not remember that. And he swears up and down that he was with us, but I don't remember. So, to the best of my ability, I'm going to be talking about what I remember. I love you, Scott. Okay, so this one evening, my dad wanted to take a ride. And we used to do this very frequently because my father would like to get out, take a drive, and yes, he smoked marijuana. He smoked marijuana all of his life that I remember. Him and my mom are not here anymore, so God bless their souls. I wish he was here to tell us and back up what I'm going to say because he was like my age now at that time. So he would remember a lot more things than I do. But I will tell you exactly what I remember. So we were on a ride this evening. Obviously, my father was driving. I was in the back seat, and my brother, who was a year and a half older than me, was in the passenger seat in the front. And we pulled over at this little turnout in Cape Split. Now, if you're in the car, the water is about 10 feet from you. Seaweed, rocks, the ocean, right there. And if you look out, you see a few islands. And we were sitting there, and it was dark out. I don't know, it's probably like 9:30, 10 o'clock at night. Maybe. I really don't know. But it was dark. but it was a very bright moon, very few clouds, and very bright out. And I do remember hearing the sound of the waves hitting the rocks. But I grew up with all that, so that could have been a different time because we'd been down there more than once. But this one night is when this stuff happens. So you could see the glare of the moon off of the ocean, and these islands that are about a mile away, maybe not even, maybe three quarters of a mile from where we were, three islands. And I remember my father saying, "Look, look, 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 boys, look, boys." He'd say boys, like me and my brother BJ. And I remember looking, and there were these two amber lights that were hovering. That well, actually, I saw them come over these islands, and there were two of them. One went up, and then another right behind it. And there wasn't any sound. My father had the window rolled down. There wasn't any sound whatsoever, like a chopper or an airplane, anything like that. There was none of that. I definitely would have remembered that. There wasn't any sound. And I remember just staring at these two lights. Now, if they were like three quarters of a mile away from us, these lights were probably, if if you hold maybe a dime in your hand and you just look at it, that's about how big they were, three quarters of a mile off. So I wouldn't dare to say how big they were. But it was just a amber light. I didn't see any kind of craft. I didn't see anything like that. But I did see these amber lights. Um, Now, like I said, I don't dare to say what how big these things were because I don't really know. But I do know that they were pretty big, but not huge. Excuse me. Um, Now, looking from my point of view, I was just staring at these lights, and my brother that was in the front was flipping out, and that's not even the the description for it. My brother was going crazy. I remember him kicking the dashboard, punching the windows, screaming, just yelling. And I remember my father trying to calm him down a little bit because he was freaking out. And the reason why he was freaking out is because the radio station went static. Just all of a sudden, when we saw these two lights come up over this island, I remember the radio just going static. And that's why my brother was going crazy. Now, you got to bear with me here because that was 27 years ago. And it's amazing that I can remember this stuff like right now. But it was such an event that how could I not remember it, you know? And I actually do have a picture of the island that was sent to me because there's a twist in the story that I'm going to tell about. But I do have a picture. I want to show you guys that now. A picture of the island that these things were hovering over. Okay? So, here is the island. This is a great picture because you can see the lighting and see how big that island was. Now, this is like a spitting image of what I saw. except for the two things that are not hovering there. Okay, this is perfect. There's something in this picture that you guys don't see, or you may see it, but I know there's something in this picture that you guys probably don't see, but I know it's there. Um, but this is the island. So if you were looking at this island, how far off do you think this is? I'm not really sure if this is zoomed in. I don't think so. This looks about right, like the exact spot where we were. Now, if you look and you see the tree line, I would say if you go up about an inch and a half, maybe, that's how high those two lights were hovering over this island. Okay? So that's giving you guys a good idea. I'm just going to put this over here for you. A good idea, a good image to get you guys check out and see what I saw. Remember now, it was fully dark when we saw these. There wasn't any sound, and the two lights started going up the river. If you're looking at this photo, the river is to the right. The Addison, well, I call it the Addison River, and it goes up into the town of Addison, which is probably 5 miles, if I would dare to guess. Anyways, my dad got in the car and decided to drive. And when I say drive, I'm talking fast. I remember looking at the speedometer at the time, and we didn't have digital speedometers at that time, or at least we didn't in the car we were in. We had a tack, and I remember seeing it close to 70 on the Basin Road. The Basin Road, it's not a very easy road to drive. It's very curvy, and the roads up here in Maine suck. There's plenty of potholes, all of that. And he was moving. And I remember looking out into the trees and kind of seeing these two lights through the trees every minute, every half a minute, roughly. I'm not sure. But I do remember seeing these lights through the trees. We eventually come up onto the bridge in Addison, and we stopped. And my dad got out of the car and stood there. And I stayed in the car because I was only 9 years old. I don't know. I think I was scared. I think I was scared. I think I was intrigued, but I didn't really know what was going on. But I was afraid. So I was looking down the river to where these things would be coming up. And after a little bit, not very long, here they come with no sound. And I want to tell you guys this. Zero sound. None. There was absolutely no sound coming from these. At this point, there were probably half a mile from us. And I have a picture that I took when I was down home a couple years ago. I took a picture of the bridge to show, if I decided to talk about this event again, that I could show everybody. And I do have a picture of my point of view. I'd like to show you guys that now. Okay, here's the bridge. This is pretty much what I saw. Remember, it was dark. No sound. And I put a couple of dots on the picture just to give you an idea of kind of what I saw. This is not perfect, but it's pretty close. This is the real bridge, the real river, the real town. So here are these two things coming at us with no sound. And I don't recall anybody saying anything at this point. I remember seeing them. I don't know. I don't remember anybody screaming or yelling or anything like that. Within about 2 minutes, these two lights were about pretty much on top of us, maybe 200 yards from us. And within a split second, they were gone. And I'm getting chills right now. I'm getting chills right here. Because, ladies and gentlemen out there, I'm telling the truth. Now, ooh, I got chills. I never seen anything move that fast in my life. Okay, in a split second, these things were gone. And they moved so fast. There was a sonic boom. There was a sonic boom. And then I remember looking up at the sky. And these two lights went up to the stars and were gone in a matter of seconds. I don't know what it was. I'm not saying it was aliens. I'm not saying it was remote control airplanes. I don't know what it was. But something that can move like that and disappear in a split second. There's some real stuff going on. Okay? And that's my story. And I have a couple other pictures that I'd like to show you guys. I have one. Okay, actually, before I get into those pictures, as most of you might know, or some of you may know, I'm a professional DJ. And I do weddings, I do parties, and all of that. I've been a professional DJ for 14 years, maybe 15 now. Anyways, I was doing a wedding about 7 years ago. 5 years ago. Sorry. 5 years ago. 2014. I decided to put my story up on YouTube. I did I think a 15-minute video on my experience. And it was crazy. So I put it up. I think I had it on there for like a month. And I was doing a wedding in Ellsworth. I was just doing my thing, playing music, doing announcements, all of that. When all of a sudden, a gentleman come up to me, and he had an iPad in his hand, and he says, "Is this you?" And he had my YouTube video on his iPad, and he was at the table showing all of his friends my story. I couldn't talk for about 20 seconds. Because do you know what he told me? He told me that he has a house in Cape Split. And his house is right next to where I had my sightings. What are the odds of that? No way. He found it on YouTube. He attended a wedding. He lives in Massachusetts now. He came all the way to Maine for a wedding. And he's watching this video showing his friends about stuff that he's been talking about for years, stuff that he's seen down there. And he's watching this video with me talking about my experiences. And he looks up, and I'm the DJ at the wedding. What are the odds of that? Seriously, guys. What are the odds of that? So him and I talked for about an hour. I did the best I could as a DJ that night, but I was rocked. I was shocked. I couldn't believe it. He sent me pictures from 1992. I have them. I want to show them to all of you. There's one that's really going to make you really think. I just couldn't believe it. So he sent me pictures of things he's seen from his house. His house looks out to the island. Those islands, right there. Or his old house now. But he was living there at the time. So right now, I want to show you guys some of those photos. Okay. So this one right here was a picture of the moon. And this is like perfect. See the clouds, see the bright moon. That's like the night when I saw my sightings. But if you look to the left of the moon, do you guys see that dot? That's what I saw. That's perfect. See how it's off color a little bit? Off amber, white. Yeah. Okay. Let me make it a little bit bigger for you guys so you guys can check it out. You see that? That's what he saw one time at his home. To the left is the island. So where I was in my car, in my dad's car, was right next to his house. I don't think this was the same night, but it was close. Unbelievable, guys. It just backs up my story. It backs up my story and everything that I've talked about. Photos. Photos speak 1,000,000,000 words and 10,000 thoughts. This next one is my favorite. This is the last one he sent me, and he said, this one's really going to get you. And it does. Now, I don't know if I'm going to post this one. I'm going to put this one on again. Okay? I'm putting this one up. Okay? There's something in this photo that you guys aren't seeing. Maybe some of you might be seeing this. I know what to look for because I saw it. Take a look real close in this photo. Do you see anything different? If you see it, you see it. If you don't, you don't. But I'm going to show you myself. Where's Waldo? Have you seen it yet? Okay. I'm going to go to the photo now. The one that really got me. This photo that I'm going to give you next is the one that really tells a big story in my eyes. I was there. I experienced this. The feelings that I have inside of my body, remembering that evening. This photo really brings it out in me. Because I know what I saw was very extreme and extraordinary. Here's the photo. You didn't see that, did you? Okay? If you look in the middle of the picture, do you see that? Now, if you look over to the left with the island picture, if you look up to the right, and let me zoom in for you. Do you see that right there? He was there the whole time. Most of you probably didn't see it. Let me zoom in on the bottom photo. Can you tell me what that looks like? I'm just asking. I'm just asking. What does that look like to you? I know what it looks like to me. It doesn't look like a jet. A jet has tails. Chemtrails behind it. That's not a jet. That's not a rocket either. If it was a rocket, guess what? It would have a trail behind it. What do you think that is? This was taken over that island. The same spot I had my sightings. In the same time frame. Around the same time in 1992. What does that look like to you? Just asking. Let me know down in the comments right here on YouTube. I'd like to see and hear what you guys think this is. Very interesting. To me, it looks like a disc. That's what it looks like to me. I'm not saying it's alien. I'm not saying it's human. This looks like some kind of disc. Now, did someone throw a frisbee from Harrington that's the size of a house or a car and throw it way up in the air? I don't know. Maybe they did. I'm just asking everybody out there, what do you think that is? That's all I'm asking. Right there. With everything that I encountered and the sightings that I saw, I know that's real. That's not photoshopped. That's not someone playing games. That's not a kid drawing on a chalkboard or even painting. That's real photo. Photos, like I said, say a million words and 10,000 thoughts. You guys be the judge. I want to see your comments down below on this YouTube channel, on this podcast. I want to see what you guys think that is. And I'm just interested to see. And ladies and gentlemen, that is my story from 1992. That's it. Something that I'll always remember. I don't know what I witnessed, but I witnessed something extraordinary. I'll probably never see anything like that ever again. A lot of people haven't seen anything like that before. I have. It really makes me think a lot of times. I never really talk about this a lot, but I decided, you know what? The A Valley podcast could use this story. Maybe I can get a couple of subscriptions from you guys, maybe a couple of comments, maybe a like. I don't know, but this is just my story, my experience. I lived it. My brother lived it. He could tell you the same thing. Maybe he remembers a couple of things that I don't remember. My dad, if he was here and alive today, he could really blow the top off this story because I know he remembered a lot of things. We used to talk about it. Not a lot, but we talked about it. So there it is, guys. My story. My UFO experience. My encounter. Whatever you want to call it. That's it. I hope you guys enjoyed that story. And I'm really glad you guys are here. So, I've been going for 39 minutes right now, and I don't want to stop. So, how about this, guys? I'm going to take these pictures down. Take these pictures down and all of that. I hope you guys enjoyed that story. Let me know what you think in the comments. Let me know what you think about the pictures. All of that. I'd really like to hear about it. Excuse me. So, right now, I want to take this opportunity to open the floor to you guys. I want to interact with you guys on the chat. So if you are here, right now, please go ahead. You can ask me anything that you want. I'm going to stay on for a little bit longer. I'd really love for you guys to ask me maybe something about pro wrestling. Uh, I was a pro wrestler for 10 years. That's always a good topic. I get a lot of stories. Excuse me. Also about my UFO experience. That would be great as well. Anything in general does not matter. I would like to interact with you guys. And I know that the chat and the stream is a little bit delayed, so I'm just gonna ramble on a little bit, uh, kill some time, and then hopefully I can get some interaction through the chat. So please ask me anything. Maybe some WWE stuff, like what I think's going on with WWE, or what do I think? I don't want to do politics. I don't want I don't want to talk about politics. Politics is just like a no-win situation. You can also, if you want to, go ahead and ask me about my DJing career. I have a lot of stories from DJing that I'd love to share with everybody. Um, a lot of things happen at those gigs, and I think the general public, people that aren't DJs, really don't understand what us DJs go through because it's a hard job. It doesn't seem like it because I'm not like I am lifting things. People don't see that either. All the equipment I have to bring into venues and stuff, that sucks. And especially at 1 o'clock in the morning when I'm done with the gig, lifting that stuff and putting it in my truck sucks. I'm just telling you. So a lot of people don't realize how much a DJ goes through. So if you want to ask me anything about my DJing career, anything like that, please do so. Feel free. And also, guys, I wanted to ask you, what do you guys think about this everything that's going on with the NBA finals and the NHL finals? What do you guys think about that? You could ask me some sports questions, anything. I'm a huge New England Patriots fan, obviously. Boston are my teams. I support all of my Boston teams, but the Patriots have my heart. They have for a very, 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 very long time. And I know there's a lot of haters out there and all of this, but guys, the Patriots, man, how can you? How can I understand how you cannot like them? They win too much, and I understand it. As a Patriots fan, I absolutely love it, but I do understand. It's like the Golden State Warriors. They win too much. So go ahead. The floor is yours. Ask me anything that you want to. Um, all right. So I wanted to get into a little story while hopefully some of you guys come on and chat with me. If not, that's okay too. Got a friend. Well, he's more of an acquaintance right now, but my buddy out in Chicago or Illinois, um, uh, connected connected with him through my live stream and YouTube, and I wanted to talk about networking as a professional. I think being a professional DJ, freestyle DJ, whatever you want to call me, I call myself an entertainer because a DJ is a lot of hard work with it's just I'm not like a pro DJ if you know what I'm saying. Um, but I'm an entertainer, and I just wanted to mention that networking with your peers, such as my friend Buddy out in Illinois, I think it's great. I think when you're in some kind of uh, profession or um, work related profession, I think it's very important to have good relationships with those people in the same profession as you. So, right now, I just wanted to give a big shout out to Buddy out there in Illinois. He's a great DJ entertainer. I've been looking at some of his stuff. We've been chatting here and there, and I just wanted to give a big shout out to Buddy. And if you guys want to go on his Instagram, it is Your Wedding DJ One. If you'd like to go and give him a follow, Your Wedding DJ One, be very much appreciated. He's a great guy, great dude, and he has a positive attitude on everything. So I just want to give a shout out to him. And right now, I wanted to get into a quick story about when I was DJing one time. So we, I was doing I was doing a wedding last summer, and the wedding venue decided to shut us down. And I don't know why in the hell they were so like crazy about that. But if you guys want to go on my YouTube channel and go ahead and check out the gig log that I did, it was at the Alamoosic Lakeside Inn, and it is a crazy night. And it was last summer, and really, it gave me. It was late. It was August, I do believe, August 4th last year, 2018. They they really gave me a bad taste in my mouth, and I'm never going back there. I'm never going back there again, even though, um, they that if someone wants me to go there, they can. I'm not doing it. Anyways, so I'm gonna get to the chat now. So I'm just rambling on. I'm gonna get to the chat. Um. Oh, hey, Buddy's on here. I didn't even see him. Hey, Buddy, what's up? Joey Foss, I'd like to say hello to you. Thank you for watching the live stream. I really do appreciate it. Buddy, you as well. Thank you so much. Joey thinks it might be a satellite. Joey, that I don't think it was a satellite because oh you must be talking about the picture. I don't think it was a satellite. That it doesn't look like a satellite to me. A satellite from the naked eye is like just a dot, not like a long a long shape like that. So no, I would rule out a satellite. No, I don't think so. Oh, Joey, coming in again. Will you step into the ring again? You know what, Joey? You know, you, I. There are times that I really want to, um, and I know I could go in and put on a great match for everybody that would be in attendance. It's not like I'm crippled. It's not like I'm out of. I am out of shape, but I'm not like crazy out of shape. You know what I'm saying? Would I do it again? Yes. But I've talked about this before. I would have to do it if it was the right circumstances because I've told this story before, but I wrestled in front of 7 people once. 7 people, okay? When you go out through that curtain and you see 7 people standing there or sitting there, you don't want to wrestle. Your pride gets hurt and your ass gets hurt because I'm not going into that ring and busting my ass and hurting myself for 7 people, okay? Circumstances would have to be the right ones, meaning there would have to be a good show, good attendance, good crowd that I know was going to be showing up. Nothing under 150. Okay, that's just me. I'm not being greedy or anything like that, but it has to be worth my while. Secondly, it would have to be something that I would agree to do creative wise. I don't want to go and have to work with someone that's never wrestled before. I'm not that person anymore. I used to be when I was halfway decent when I was in the ring. Not now. I haven't stepped in the ring in 6 years, 7 years, whatever it is. I could not go in with a greenhorn, and myself would be green if I stepped in there right now. I wouldn't be able to do a good match with somebody that is new. So I'd have to work with somebody that was halfway decent that has been working for a little while. Three, I would have to do something maybe in a tag match. I would like to do a singles, but I don't know if I could pull it off as far as my um, being in shape would go. I don't know if I could do it. Maybe, but at least a tag match with somebody that's over, which means someone that's popular. And four, payday. I'm going to be selling my merchandise. I'm going to have my kids get in for free. They're going to be front row. All that stuff. That stuff has to happen if I'm going to do it again. And I know that I can make it happen. It's just a matter of when and how I want to do it. So yeah, answer to your question, sure, I'd do it again. Buddy, absolutely. Thank you. Thank you. I had to shout you out. How do I feel about all elite wrestling compared to WWE? Now, this one is a new one to me. I haven't really checked out the a all elite wrestling yet. I have been checking out some of the WWE stuff lately because my kids are into it. They love the guys that are there now, which is cool. I have I have no problem with that. They love Brock, Roman Reigns, everybody, and it's good. I'm glad that they're getting into it. DJ Red, what's happening? Thank you for coming in and checking out the live stream. I really do appreciate it. I'd absolutely love it if you gave me a subscription. You probably are a subscriber. If you aren't, that would be awesome if you could do that. Um, like I said, thank you for coming in. Any DJ related questions or anything you want to ask me, please feel free. I'll be happy to answer them for you. Um, yeah, so back to the WWE All Elite Wrestling. I think it's good that there's another promotion that's coming in and kind of flexing their muscles a little bit towards Vince. It's always good to have competition, but, and I'm just going to tell you, Vince McMahon is the king. He knows everything, how to get to spectators, to crowds, everybody. He knows how to do it, okay? You know, in this All Elite Wrestling, they're going to do great. Believe me, they will. They will. And I think it's good for the wrestling fan. I think it's good for the wrestlers themselves on each promotion and the independent people because they get more options. They get more, different things that they can see, or if they get bored with one right now, they'll go to the other one for a little bit and then come back, and vice versa. So I think it's good that there's another promotion coming in, flexing their muscles, and it's good for the sport and entertainment. Really, yeah, I'm okay with it. That's awesome. Yes, the XFL. That's cool that you absolutely, buddy. That's absolutely XFL. Now, the first time he tried it back in 2001, it failed. Okay, it failed bad. But he's bringing it back because the NFL is watering down with all these protests, with all of these taking a knee, all of these. Everything is a freaking flag, man. Flags galore. You can't even hit anybody anymore. To the viewer, fan, as myself, I want to see somebody get blasted here and there. And it does happen sometimes, but there's always a flag. So they're taking the sport out of the sport. And the NFL is watering down. He's bringing the XFL back for attitude, for hard hitting, for characters, for mayhem, all of that, entertainment to the viewer. Vince is very smart. Now, I don't know if it's going to be a home run. It might be for a little while. It might be, but like the WWE, the NFL is top dog. They've got the best players. They have the best franchises. They have Super Bowl. Like how do you compete with the Super Bowl? Just like WrestleMania, you can't compete with WrestleMania. Those are the two biggest, WrestleMania and the Super Bowl. Um, do I think it's going to do well? XFL? Yes, I do. I think the wrestling fans, and there's a lot of them, believe me, they're gonna go and they're gonna watch it all the time. Um, NFL. There's people like me that absolutely love it. I follow my guy, my team. But of course, I'm going to go to the XFL and watch it also. I think it's great. I think it's going to be fun. And you know what? Why not have another product? Now, the CFL or the Arena Football League, those are kind of fun to watch too. But it's not Vince McMahon. Vince McMahon, he's very smart. Very, very smart. I think it's a great thing that XFL is coming back. We'll see if it's successful. I think it will be for a while, at least. Um, but like I said before, the NFL is king, and they've got the best players. So it's going to be hard to compete, but I think they will. Yeah, yeah. So I I think the XFL is going to be good. They'll do some twisting with it, and but I actually think it's going to be the hard hitting stuff. I think that's what Vince is going for. He's going for the hard hitting football, raw football again, and that's what a lot of people want to see, man. Uh, it's it's going to be interesting to say the least. I think it's good though. I really do. To the real DJ Red, if you're still on, thank you for watching again. How is the business down in Florida? I'm up here in Maine, and the business is great. There's plenty of work for everybody, but it's very small up here in Maine. Um, can you elaborate a little bit on some of the gigs or venues and type of stuff you do down in Florida? I'm just kind of interested in to see what you guys do down there. I'm sure it's pretty hectic. There's a lot more population down there than up here in Maine. But um, give me a chat. Let me know what's up. I'd like to talk about that for a minute. Buddy, I didn't see the question of the all white gear. I didn't see that. Are you asking for like? Oh, you're asking about like white speakers, white scrims, white white everything. Okay, so I'm a black person. Obviously, I'm not, but I like black. Um, a lot of people are into white. That's all fine and dandy. I think white is very good for elegance, for weddings, not for parties, stuff like that. I use white sometimes, depending on what I'm doing, but most of the time it's black. White. The good thing about white is that it looks better as far as cleanliness. Makes you look better as a professional, I think, in some settings. You can do a little bit more with white, putting uplights on the scrims. If you want to do, if you're doing uplighting, that accent of the colors. Like, see, if I had a white sheet behind me instead of a black one, it would be a lot different. I mean, it's doing a good job behind me is black, but with white, you get more color. That's another thing about the white, but it is a bitch to keep clean, and that's my big issue. It's a bitch to keep clean, and I think black goes with just almost as good with all type of ceremony colors when you're in the venues and stuff like that. I think black pretty much goes with everything. White may be a little bit better for a couple other colors. If you're in a certain venue, white probably does a little bit better, but I'm a black person. I enjoy the black gear, and it's easier to cover up dings and dents with black. So, say if you've got a a tower speaker or a powered speaker for your tops, and you scratch it, there's a scratch on it like this, and you can kind of see a little bit of white. Take a permanent marker and it looks good again. Yeah, you can kind of see the line of the scratch because a lot of them are textured speakers now, which are great, but when you scratch them, it sucks. With a white, it's not like that. white's a lot harder to decorate or make better because it's white. And that's another reason why I like black gear. But I'm not saying anything bad about white. Just I don't use it enough. I don't use it a lot. Wow, I'm going over an hour tonight. Hope you guys are enjoying the podcast. Back to the chat. I don't see DJ Red, so he probably left, but that's okay. No big deal. Just a few more minutes, guys, and I'm gonna get ready to wrap this up. I'm getting a little tired here, and I got a big day tomorrow at work, so just wanted to come on. I hope you guys enjoyed my UFO story. By the way, that's real stuff. Real stuff. And again, I'd like to let everybody know about my social media platforms. Make it a little bit bigger for you guys. YouTube, DJ Abe Alley, Abe's Corner. Instagram at Abram Alley. Twitch at Abe Alley 82. And Facebook at Alley Abe. Would love to have you guys come on, connect with me. We can talk about anything you want. Just let me know that you're not a bot or spam, because I want to add you. So if you're going to come on, add me on. Make sure you let me know you saw me on the Abe Alley podcast. You want to be friends. And I'll be your friend. All right, to the chat. I have a few venues that it would rock with all white setup. Thank you for sharing that with us. You rock, dude. Hey, anytime, buddy. I do appreciate it. I'm going to give you a call back. I know you called me the other day. That'd be cool. I'd like to chat with you on the phone just to see how you're doing and some of the stuff you do out there in Illinois. It's just cool to see what everybody else does in different states. Because up here in Maine, we're very small, but we do know how to party up here in Maine. So um, that would be great. And like I said, you can text me anytime, all that kind of stuff. So feel free to do that. And everybody else, please get at me on social media. I'd love to talk to you guys. And right now, I'd like to cut off the podcast and end this session right here, June 4th, 2019. This is the Abe Alley Podcast. I really enjoy talking to all of you, chatting with you, and seeing what you guys think about my UFO story and everything in between. So I really do appreciate it. Once again, my name is Abe Alley, your host right here on the Abe Alley Podcast. I hope you guys have a fantastic night. Pleasure is always mine. And thank you so much for tuning in. I really do appreciate it. And I appreciate all of you supporting everything that I do in YouTube and all the social media things. It's the best. You guys are the best. So, take care. God bless. And this is Abe Alley signing off right here on the Abe Alley Podcast. Once again, we love you. Hope you guys have a great night. Thank you so much. Don't forget to subscribe and give me a like. Hit that bell, because every time I go live, you'll see me on the Abe Alley Podcast. Once again, as always, pleasure is all mine. Thank you, and have a great night. I really do appreciate it. Peace.